Welcome back to A Closer Walk. I'm Irving Kimball and I'm your facilitator for our Experiencing God series. This is our final day in Unit 12, Day 5, and today we're going to be talking about continuing to experience God. That's on page 264 of your member guides. And our memory verse for this week has been, our final memory verse is Hebrews chapter 10, verse 24 and 25. And the Hebrew writer said, "Let us consider how we may stir one another toward love and good deeds. Let us not give up meeting together as some are in the habit of doing, but let us encourage one another all the more as we see the day approaching." I'm excited about the time that we have spent together. It has been a great time. But this is just the starting point of a whole new adventure in following Christ. I remember in Luke's account of the gospel in chapter 24 with the disciples on the road to Emmaus, how they felt let down as they completed their first course with following Jesus. They had believed on him and had walked with him for 3 years, and then he was gone. He had been crucified and he ascended into heaven. And they were a little bit disturbed with that. But Jesus met them on the road and assured them, and after he had spent that time with them, they ended up much closer and more intimately entwined with him after having been with him that first time. Well, we've come to the end of our first course, but I want to trust that you have, first of all, experienced God in a new love relationship that you had not done before. I trust that you've been challenged to see God at work around you in ways that you perhaps had not seen him before. And I pray that you have made some major adjustments in your life in order that you might follow him. But you see, there's more. There's much more. He wants to reveal much more to you. He wants you to know more about himself, about his purpose, about his plans, and about his ways. And I want to share with you a few things that I'd like for you to consider in helping you along the way in your next part of your journey in experiencing God. Number one is staying in his word daily. Joshua chapter 1 verse 8, he says that the words of his mouth should not depart from you, that you meditate on his word day and night, that he might accomplish the things that he desires in your life. Then number two, remain intimately involved with your church family. That's our memory verse, Hebrews chapter 10. That we forsake not the assembling of ourselves together, but that we encourage one another, spur one another along, ever the more as we see the day approaching. And then number three, that you pray regularly. Prayer is essential in the continuing growth and the continually experiencing God among his people. And then number four, keep your vows to the Lord. Ecclesiastes chapter 5 verses 4 and 5 says, "When you make a vow to God, do not be late in paying it, for he takes no delight in fools. Pay what you owe and what you have vowed. It is better that you should not vow than that you should vow and not pay." As you have made some commitments to God throughout our Experiencing God series, write those down, review those in your spiritual journal on a regular basis, and keep those commitments to God because he wants you to honor what you have said. And then number five, take time to process what God has said to you throughout our time together. Apply all that he has said during this course. That's why we wanted you to take those notes so that you can go back and review your book, open it up from time to time, review your commitments, maybe rewrite them in another way as a result of what God is sharing with you in this course. And then finally, once you consider leading a new Experiencing God study group, perhaps in your church or or somewhere in your sphere of influence, take what you know and share it with somebody else. Maybe get involved on a ministry team and serve out what you sense God is saying to you in your local church family and as God in your workplace, as God has revealed it to you. And then I pray that God will honor your faithfulness and will bring you into a closer walk with Him. May God bless you, and may God keep you, and may His glorious light shine upon you as you walk closer and closer with Him, is our prayer. Until the next time.